Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. For today's video, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the all-new Jaguar XF Sportbrake. In this review, I'm going to cover all of the ins and outs, take it on a thorough drive, and show you many of the unique aspects throughout the interior as well as exterior. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up and let her run. Also, if you're subscribed to the channel and want to get notified of new uploads, it's really important to make sure you have that notification bell selected. There's a lot of really exciting stuff on the way. The Sportbrake was developed as an extension of the aluminum-intensive XF sedan. It rides on the same length wheelbase while boasting more interior and cargo space. All of the dynamic qualities you'd expect from a Jaguar are present and accounted for, but packaged to better suit those with more active lifestyles. Up front, you'll notice familiar XF cues, including full LED headlamps and gaping air intakes. As you move towards the rear, the differences between the sedan and the wagon become more apparent. In profile, the slim windshield pillars and roofline help deliver an elegant coupe-like impression while creating excellent all-round visibility. I really like how the shoulder line runs unbroken from front to rear. One focus of the design was to take the additional interior volume and use it to accentuate the overall length and linearity of the body. The results give off an illusion that the Sportbrake is actually longer than the sedan, even though it isn't. Up top, low-profile roof rails are capable of supporting a maximum roof load of around 220 pounds. Towards the rear, the roofline finishes off with a sculpted rear spoiler to optimize aerodynamics and give the car an assertive stance. Coefficient of drag is a slippery 0.29. Similar to the sedan, the Sportbrake's body uses a combination of high-strength and lightweight aluminum alloys, with magnesium used for the cross-car beam. Steel alloys are used in strategic areas such as the rear floor, doors, and B-pillars. The Sportbrake uses a single-piece polymer tailgate with a bonded rear window to further optimize weight distribution. Like the sedan, it maintains a near-perfect 50-50 balance between the front and rear. Total curb weight is around 4,300 pounds. Base pricing for the 2018 XF Sportbrake is $71,445, which includes a destination charge of $995. At launch, it's only offered as the high-performance S variant with all-wheel drive. Along with unique styling touches inside and out, you also get the most powerful engine in the XF lineup. Some of the major options shown on this example include the Technology Package, Driver Assistance Package, Comfort and Convenience Package, and the Premium Interior Upgrade Package. Optional paint and carbon fiber interior trim bring the as-tested price to $84,245. That's an increase of about $3,000 versus a comparable XF sedan. The Sportbrake's competitive set includes the Mercedes-Benz E400 4MATIC wagon, the Volvo V90, Audi A4 Allroad, and the Porsche Panamera 4 Sport Turismo. At launch, the Sportbrake is offered with three 20-inch wheel options. The wheels shown here are standard while the other two are optional. They're wrapped in 255/35 all-season Pirelli tires. Despite weighing a tad more than a comparable sedan, the Sportbrake doesn't differ all that much in the handling department. It has the body of a wagon but the heart of a sports car. Stopping power is provided by four-wheel internally ventilated disc brakes, spanning 14 inches in front and 12.8 inches in the rear. Fade is kept at bay by a set of brake cooling channels up front. 4-channel, 4-sensor ABS with electronic brake force distribution is standard. With this setup, the car is able to stop from 60 miles an hour in about 120 feet. What's up everyone? Over the years I've grown quite fond of wearing watches. Honestly, they're more than just a way to keep time. Like a car, they can be an extension of your personality. I recently partnered with Vincero Watches and they sent over a sample of their collection. I've been wearing their Chrono S in matte black for a week now, and I have to admit, it's pretty awesome to see the level of quality they offer. Vincero distinguishes itself not with specs or price alone, but by the attention to detail and craftsmanship instilled into each of their product lines. The brand's main goal is to offer high-quality watches that stand out from the crowd, all at accessible prices. Vincero is going to be hooking you guys up with a 15% discount on your first order, so be sure to click on the link in the description box below and check them out. The XF's rack and pinion steering is electrically assisted and offers up a tight 15:1 ratio. As I talked about in my review of the sedan a while back, the folks at Jaguar did a stellar job when it came to successfully adopting EPS. If you remember, the previous generation XF had hydraulic steering. In the case of the new XF, it actually improved the way the car drove and felt. Same thing goes for the Sportbrake. The feedback you get through the wheel is awesome. It makes you feel more connected with the road, and it's not too far off from what you would expect to feel in an F-Type. It's responsive too, with a direct and linear behavior through the corners. The level of assistance is well balanced. Via the drive modes, which we'll discuss in just a moment, you can adjust the firmness to your liking. The XF's independent double wishbone front suspension was adapted from the F-Type and carries over to the Sportbrake with only minor revisions to the dampers. The integral link rear suspension also carries over, but instead of the steel coil springs used on the sedan, the Sportbrake has self-leveling air springs to keep the ride composed regardless of what cargo it's carrying. The vast majority of suspension components are made from forged or hollow cast aluminum for strength and reduced unsprung weight. The integral link design allows for the separation and independent management of lateral, longitudinal, and vertical forces acting on the suspension for greater overall control. The basic design is also shared with the smaller XE Sport sedan. At each corner you'll find adaptive dampers, which add an extra measure of adjustability when it comes to overall handling and ride quality. The system monitors steering and body movements along with acceleration and cornering forces to continuously adjust the damper settings and maintain a balance between handling and comfort. Ride quality is very comparable to the sedan. It's on the firm side, but it's still comfortable enough to be a good long-distance traveler. The Sportbrake is only offered with one engine and all-wheel drive, unlike the sedan, which has 8 different powertrain combinations to choose from, including diesel and rear-wheel drive variants. The supercharged 3-liter V6 shown here produces 380 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 332 pound-feet of torque at 4,500 RPM. It's constructed using aluminum for the block and heads and features a 90-degree cylinder layout similar to the brand's 5-liter V8. Inside, there's double overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and dual variable valve timing. Fuel is delivered via direct injection, accompanied by a compression ratio of 10.5 to 1. Nestled between the cylinder banks is a Roots-type twin-vortex supercharger that delivers up to 27.6 psi of boost. An air-to-water intercooler keeps the charge air temperatures low. The Sportbrake can hit 60 miles an hour in 5.3 seconds, which is about a tenth of a second behind the sedan. Top speed is electronically limited to 121 miles per hour. Over the past few years, this engine has really grown on me. It's powerful and highly responsive. It's also notably smooth and maintains a quiet disposition in day-to-day use. With heavier throttle input, the car's active air intake opens up to create a fuller, more aggressive sound. Plus, you gotta love that characteristic supercharger whine. The XF's 8-speed automatic transmission is routed through a knurled rotary dial in the center console. Like the sedan, it's the only transmission offered. Shifts are almost imperceivable thanks to the closely spaced ratios. With near dual clutch levels of quickness, you'll hardly even notice them in normal driving. Jaguar-specific programming along with adaptive software enhances the drive, along with a set of steering wheel paddles that allow for easy manual gear changes. By turning the dial past D into S, gears are held longer between shifts as well as through turns and quick maneuvers. In dynamic mode, rev-matching throttle blips on downshifts smooth out the transitions and keep the engine within an ideal RPM range to maximize response when exiting a curve. Speaking of dynamic mode, there's actually a handful of other modes too, including Eco, Winter, and of course, Normal. Buttons for the auto start stop and traction control systems are located on either side of the drive mode selector. With the configurable dynamics system, there's even an individual mode so you can personalize the behavior of the throttle response, steering firmness, shift algorithm, and the adaptive dampers individually. As we've talked about in prior reviews, dynamic mode is the liveliest setting. When activated, the instrument cluster glows red. The all-wheel drive system is primarily rear-biased. In normal driving, all of the torque is sent rearward, but if extra grip is needed, torque is then transferred to the front by a multi-plate wet clutch and transfer case coupled to the transmission. How much torque depends on data such as yaw rate, steering angle, lateral acceleration, and how much grip each tire has. One more cool bit of tech is all-surface progress control. It's a standard feature on all XFs that basically acts as a low-speed cruise control in low traction situations. When activated, you use the control buttons like you would on the highway and set a target speed between 2.2 and 18.6 miles per hour. The car will then maintain this speed with full traction control active, allowing you to focus on steering. Jaguar says the system also has benefits on slippery inclines, loose surfaces, and undulating terrain. It even has a hill descent function built in. As far as fuel economy, the Sportbrake is rated between 18 miles per gallon in the city and 25 miles per gallon on the highway. You can expect an average of 21 miles per gallon. Premium fuel is required, while total capacity is 19.5 gallons. A standard auto start stop feature helps boost fuel economy and reduce emissions. It can be turned on or off at your discretion. The Sportbrake takes full advantage of the sedan's chassis by offering a more accommodating and efficiently packaged interior, especially when it comes to rear seat and cargo space. It maintains the same modern and mature layout with excellent build quality, premium materials, and lots of advanced technology and safety features. I mentioned that this example is the premium interior upgrade package. With it, you get a suede cloth headliner, premium carpet mats, illuminated tread plates, configurable ambient lighting, 4-zone climate control, and manual rear sunshades. If you remember, the previous generation XF, which was never offered in wagon form in the United States, the air vents in the dash were power operated. They'd automatically rotate open when turning on the HVAC system. This partially continues with the current XF, as the center vents have been swapped out for more conventional vents to make way for the all-new, albeit optional, infotainment system shown here. It goes without saying that the XF is very well appointed, featuring a significant amount of soft touch and leather surfaces, creating a visually appealing and welcoming environment. The ergonomics are excellent. In addition to the dark hex textured aluminum across the doors and dash, you have a choice between a variety of veneer options and accent stitching. Here you'll find two-tone ebony and light oyster leather and optional matte finish carbon fiber trim. Heated front seats are standard, ventilated front seats and heated rear seats are optional. Included in the same package is soft closing doors. With regards to comfort, the seats are on the firm side but pack plenty of padding where it matters the most. They're very supportive, especially across the side and lumbar region. Both front seats come with 12-way adjustments, including adjustable thigh support and lateral support. The headrests and seatbelts are manually adjustable. Also standard is a heated steering wheel, which features power adjustment for both tilt and reach. The interior is protected by dual-stage front airbags and front seat-mounted side airbags, along with full-length side curtain airbags for the front and rear. By opting for the driver assistance package, you also get a suite of additional features such as adaptive cruise control, a surround view camera system, park assist, blind spot assist, and more. The XF is offered with two Meridian audio systems. An 11-speaker 380-watt system is standard, while this example has the optional 17-speaker 825-watt surround sound system. I've had experience with a number of these systems, all of which have been quite enjoyable. The surround sound is definitely the way to go if you're a music lover, but even the standard setup will be more than enough for most folks. Depending on which audio system you choose, you'll receive either of two infotainment systems. The standard In-Control Touch features an 8-inch display that's paired with a 5-inch display positioned within an analog instrument cluster. Go for the In-Control Touch Pro system and you'll get a large 10.2-inch screen that offers multi-touch gestures, a customizable home screen, and a wealth of exclusive features. It also comes paired to a reconfigurable 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. I tested out the former a while back, so I can honestly say that both systems are marked improvements for Jaguar. Specifically, In-Control Touch Pro is very responsive, easy to use, and features high-res graphics. All of your expected media options are present and accounted for, along with navigation, voice recognition, Bluetooth, an in-car Wi-Fi hotspot, and more. So let's quickly talk about the back seat before we head to the rear and check out trunk space. I've already talked about the back seat in the XF sedan in my prior review, so if you'd like to check that out and compare it against the Sportbrake, be sure to check out my link in the description box below. Everything back here is pretty much identical to the sedan. You have a big panoramic moonroof that allows a lot of natural light to come into the interior, and I think you actually get a little bit of extra headroom from what I remember, and it's been a while since I've been in the back seat of the sedan, but this back seat felt huge. I'm 5'10", and I had plenty of room left over. Good leg space, but a tremendous amount of head space. You can sit 3 people back there, there's a fold-down armrest, and 3 adjustable headrests. Plus, of course, with this example, you have all the extra amenities, including those manual sunshades, heated rear seats, and the quad-zone climate control system. The Sportbrake's tailgate is power-operated. It also includes a gesture control feature, so if you walk up to the back of the car with your arms full, as long as you have the key fob on you, you can wave your foot underneath the rear bumper and the tailgate will open automatically. It's super convenient. On top of that, you can program the lift height of the tailgate to account for areas of low clearance. There's a lot of storage space back here, quite a bit more than the sedan. Behind the rear seat, you have 31.7 cubic feet worth of space. Fold it down entirely, and you have up to 69.7 cubic feet. Underneath the trunk floor, you have a temporary spare tire. There's an array of cargo hooks, plenty of LED illumination, small storage nets, and even a power outlet.
Now let's go ahead and see how she sounds. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the all-new Jaguar XF Sportbrake. Be sure to stay tuned next time, leave a like and subscribe today if you haven't already. There's always a lot more where that came from. Take care everyone.